Cheers!
Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 292. Tonight we're reviewing Madame Web. I don't know why I said it weird. And I also forgot the title.
I already forgot what happened, so.
You're an asshole.
But first things first. Shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you ad-free early access. $10 gets you access to our viewing parties, which we may or may not have done for this. Second thing second, make sure to subscribe, click that bell, share, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd. Share means like retweet, post, take clips and say, I love Movie Bitches because this is my favorite part. Stuff like that. That'd be great. We really appreciate it. Also, if any of you is good at social media and wants to help us, I feel like we could use an intern. So we'll discover the details of that, but reach out if you're interested.
Sure. I have very little interest in that.
I have very little skill in it, so that's more important.
So, Madame Web.
Speaking of social media.
Oh boy.
This movie has had...
I mean, I do feel like if we caught fire on an algorithm, we would know how to foster that and care for it and hopefully champion it instead
unlike
of...
Sony Pictures?
Unlike Sony Pictures.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
Right before she died.
Right before she died.
Like, I love that that was a joke in the Oscars.
Yes.
He was in the Amazon with my mother when she was researching spiders just before she died.
It's interesting because somehow that line reading is the movie. I mean, the truncated, the bizarre, the slapped together, the nonsensical, the absurdity, it's all there.
It's all there.
Somehow they accidentally...
The ADR voice work.
All of it, right?
Yeah.
It's that... That's it. That's the movie. Like, that's all you really need. But there is more.
There is more.
Oh, my God.
And there's more? We have no way of pinpointing exactly where it's going to land. It could kill us all.
Jesus!
But wait, there's more?
But wait, there's more. So yes, the new Sony...
Well, so this is also the best part about it, right?
Great.
So I don't know if you're aware. I mean,
Ancillarily.
I have an AMC group text that you removed yourself from, understandly.
I only knew like 3 people on it.
I know, but anyway,
I hate group text.
That's more of it.
I hate group text.
We all fell down a collective like passion for Madame Web everything. Anyway, so it turns out when they signed on to do the movie, a bunch of the actors all started following Marvel Studios.
But they're not. But it's Sony.
But it's not a Marvel Studios movie. They thought they were getting that Disney paycheck. And they were going to be in the Marvel Universe.
But they were just associated with the Marvel Universe.
Correct.
So you're a part of the Marvel Universe.
I know.
With Madame Web, you're now a fully fledged member of the Spider-Verse. First of all, congrats.
Well, thanks, but it's not the Spider-Verse.
Well, you're a spider person.
Spiderville.
Yeah, Spiderville.
It's called Madame Web. In the Marvel Universe.
This is in the larger, this takes place in the larger Spider-Man universe?
It's actually not the Spider-Man universe.
How would I say it? The Spider-Verse?
It is a completely standalone world.
Basically with the Spider-Verse, because that's the only rights that Sony has.
Currently still has.
And they have to keep it fresh, right? That's why they gotta keep pumping them out.
Yeah.
So
Because they're still holding on.
Yes. They still have it. That's Venom, all of that.
Right.
I think they did make some deal with Disney.
There was something,
where Peter Parker, the Spider-Man.
And we cooked at the Optimist.
Spider-Man?
And we had dinner. Well, yeah, we were on Spider-Man together. Remember we were on Spider-Man?
We weren't in Spider-Man.
Yes, we were.
Homecoming.
You were in Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah.
I was in Avengers.
No, you were in Spider-Man also. It's become... Remember Spider-Man at the end and Tom Holland's there and you're going to walk out and do a press conference. I give you the ring.
Yes.
That was Spider-Man.
That was Spider-Man? Oh my God.
I think they agreed that it would be Tom Holland at least for a period of time.
Oh.
Right? Because he is... Well.
I guess I can at least close that door.
Yeah,
maybe?
I guess do that.
I think it's right here. Why does it sound like it's in the wall?
Is it?
What in the fuck? Wait, I think I see it. Or it's the spider. Or it's something. Andrew, it's the spider.
Oh no.
She's here. Madame Web.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
Her web connects us all.
Is it under the carpet?
No. Did you just crush it?
I think I just crushed it. I think it was under the carpet, Andrew. Oh my God! That is the biggest cricket I've ever seen!
It's huge.
That looks like a potato bug!
It's like a grasshopper.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
I told you it was in the wall! Holy shit! There's only Andrew's witness testimony.
And this video evidence. The sound of the crunch might be audible.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Oh wow.
That was the biggest cricket I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not quite recovered. That was wow. Okay.
Traumatic. Did it activate your spidey senses?
Ooh, Jaden, I just got a vision. You might be lip syncing for your life tomorrow, baby.
What were we talking about?
They all signed up for Marvel and Peter
Right.
Parker and Sony and I don't know.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, it's just really funny to me that they all thought they were on the golden Marvel ticket.
I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden ticket.
And instead they were on this shitty Sony movie. And now Dakota Johnson is like, I don't want to fucking do the press tour for this. I don't want to do anything to this garbage movie, and everyone's making fun of me, and I hate it. And it's also kind of perfect.
Yeah.
One very important question. How are you today? Genuinely, how are you doing today?
I'm exhausted, but I'm good. Thank you.
I mean, I think I'd rather be in a terrible, hilarious, garbage Sony movie than in...
This is iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic.
Like, I mean, the whole thing has been really, like...
And I will say this, having I was forced to watch Morbius, boring.
Boring.
Like, I genuinely thought it was boring.
Yeah.
This was terrible, trash, not good, a mess.
Yeah.
Also great.
Yeah.
At points, and terrible, and camp.
Yes.
At moments.
At moments.
And I mean, I don't think I necessarily need to watch it again, but I will pull clips from it.
Yeah.
Where's my spider? They took my spider.
Well, and like I said, I was willing to watch it again with you.
Right. For the experience.
For the experience.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did. Like, I had a lot of fun. And so that's why I would rewatch this, like, on a semi-regular basis in, like, the Room type situation.
Yeah.
You know, leap year falls on a Wednesday or whatever the fuck, you know, like whatever thing we need to do, Valentine's, because it came out on Valentine's Day, which makes no sense.
Not a lick.
Lick. Counter programming? I don't know. But whenever Valentine's Day falls on Wednesday, it's Valentine's Wednesday.
It's Madame
Wednesday.
Madame Wednesday. I mean, I will say this.
Yeah.
I like something that's organic and
it was earnest and unintentionally camp.
Yes.
As opposed to like manipulative.
Yes.
And I agree. I think that's what was so tickling about this whole thing. Right. And where I felt like I was like, I have to go see it in the theater because like I have to give them my money. They earned it. I've been talking about this with my friends for a month longer. It's kept us entertained.
I'm sorry, I'm still not over the size of that cricket. That image will haunt me.
That image will haunt me.
So yes, is there any other Sony press behind the scenes production stories you need to tell me?
I'm really curious, like, how much did this change from start to finish? Like, from what you read and you signed on for Madame Web to what we see on screen, was there a lot of changes or not so much?
There were drastic changes. And I can't even tell you what they were.
Watch the SNL thing, yeah?
No.
Oh, so she hosted SNL. There was a really funny one where she like goes and talks to the new digital short guys. I don't know if you... Yeah, there's like, I forget what it's called. Instead of Lonely Island, it's like a new people.
Did we do something to offend you?
No. No, I mean, I've always wanted to meet the lonelier island.
All right, maybe.
Glasses, curly hair?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
What?
Not how I expected you to come in here. Must be that dry sense of humor. We had an idea for you.
Yeah, basically, one of us would play your boyfriend, and...
Sorry, that's like the first funny thing you've ever said.
She seems to just be herself, which seems to be an uberkund.
Sure.
And so, what I appreciated about this movie...
A honest and truthful uberkund.
Yeah.
She is so privileged.
Yes.
And has had so little strife in her life.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
Yep.
You spent your whole life with people sucking up to you. You grew up gorgeous, and thanks to Cher's pioneering efforts, you still haven't hit puberty. I'm sure Annie will agree with me when I say your perception of life is somewhat altered.
That she lives in a world where just there are no consequences for anything. So she just is.
Yeah.
She just is Dakota Johnson.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, that was honestly the worst time of my life. I love that show so much. And they were like, do you want to be in the series finale? And I was like, of course, thinking that I'd show up for like half a day. And I was there for 2 weeks, and I'm barely in the show.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I guess, sure.
I guess.
There's something that's entertaining to watch, at least. About
Sure.
that. And like the things in this movie that tickled me the most were either crazy bonkers production choices of like, why is this man's mouth not moving and I still can't understand what he's saying.
You have no idea of the torment and torture of dying over and over again. And I can't escape it.
Or when she was just annoyed with society and was like...
Well, it seemed to be Dakota Johnson as Dakota Johnson.
Yeah. Who flips off an ambulance?
Ugh. Shouldn't you be in school? Who flips off an ambulance? Jesus.
You know, it's Paul Rudd.
She's gonna be okay.
Who?
Your patient. Her little boy wanted to say thank you.
Just take it. Take it. Just take it.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Just put it in your pocket and then throw it away somewhere else.
I can't even fold it. It's like cardboard.
Oh, come on. We both hate family stuff.
You know, it's that.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm so bothered
Yeah.
that I have to engage.
But also bothered in like the most
Petty?
Valium way.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
not-
she's
it's not-
always
it's
even
not
keeled.
Big. It's not
No.
loud.
No.
But it's just.
Oh.
You have a winning personality. I guess I got yours by mistake.
You're an asshole.
But her vocal tone is always here.
Flat.
Always.
Yeah.
Flat.
Well, we can all thank her for taking down Ellen.
Yes.
Right? So.
Yeah. That's not the truth, Ellen.
How was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.
Because she was so calm.
So calm and
And
it was
yet
just,
bothered.
It was just the truth.
Yeah.
It was just like straight and narrow.
I did invite you.
That's not the truth.
But I did invite you and you didn't come. So.
This time you invited me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who said you were?
I
Yeah,
was
he's right
invited?
there.
Why didn't I go?
I don't know.
Was it? Oh yeah, I had that thing.
Like she might be a great lawyer or like,
Ooh.
you know, interrogator or
Yeah,
something. 'Cause she's just like, has no skin in the game.
All right. She's just like, no.
I love limes. I love them. They're great. I love them so much, and I like to present them like this in my house.
I love limes.
It was set dressing. I'm allergic to limes.
Mike, stop it now. So it was just set dressing and it looked pretty.
And then you're like, yeah, I love limes. You're just talking, going with the flow.
Yeah, because it was hard to just ignore them. So I just lied.
Love them.
And then later, I don't know why I said that. I hate limes.
Limes? Are limes the fashion now?
Of course they are. It's nothing but limes now. Everyone keeps them in their desks and trades them for beads and things, and all the girls treat each other at recess. If you don't bring limes to school, you're nothing. You might as well be dead. I've had ever so many limes, and I can't pay anyone back.
So, we start in the Peruvian jungle.
In the Amazon with her mom right before she died?
Right, it was right before she died.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
When she was researching the spiders at the time.
She was.
Which seemed suspect.
Death in childbirth is super rare. I mean, she chose to be like way deep in the Amazon for the last month of her pregnancy, hundreds of miles away from any medical facilities.
That she was pregnant and researching spiders.
Spiders in the jungle. Yeah. And then later, I mean,
hope the spiders were worth it, Mom.
Hope the spiders were worth it, Mom.
It made sense later.
It did make sense. So, I mean, that is shocking, right?
I was like, well, surely they're not going to fill this hole, you know, like circle that loop. Nope. Oh, they did.
They did.
Oh my God.
That was what really pleased me.
Yeah.
Was that there were, where many movies these days will just have random,
I mean, this movie also had completely insane choices, but
absolutely.
some things.
But like the script itself made more sense in terms of just like completing its own logic. Like
mostly.
Okay, the mom has a story and then the answers to the questions that you ask while you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They get answered.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of times these days,
that's true.
It's just moving on. Couldn't be bothered.
Must have at least one fond memory of your mother.
Well, my mother actually died in childbirth.
Maybe your mom can teach him how to dive.
Well, she passed away.
Good thing that her mom gave her that giant wrench, because she knows that anything can be fixed.
Why do you have a giant wrench?
My mom gave me that. She said, no matter how broken something is, there's always a way to fix it.
It's a good thing that her mom had those photos of the day that she died developed and then wrote on the back the date and place that they were in.
No.
Oh my God.
Why wasn't she raised by spider people? They gave her up for adoption. They shipped her to the States and put her in foster care?
In a foster care? Why?
Research on Amazonian spiders, peptides, more peptides. Where is it? Ah, spider people.
That was her fate.
Okay. So we're in the Peruvian jungle.
Yep.
She finds the spider.
Yep.
Creepy creep, who it seems to be hiding an accent or covering up or something, or is dubbed or is something. He seems to speak.
Why is it that you are
with a
searching
weird?
for these
No,
spiders?
you're adding French where there was no French, but
Yes,
we
that's
looked
true.
him up. He is French.
Do you think we're close?
He has a strange cadence.
Yeah.
4 to 5 times a week with a personal trainer to get toned and strong like a spider, and with the stuntman, the fighting choreographies and the wires and all of it.
It kind of sounds like Bane.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's like.
And so it's like a combination of he speaks in a strange way and also perhaps he was 80 yard.
Well, it's definitely 80 yard because his mouth is not moving.
There were so many.
There were so many instances where his mouth was on screen but not moving.
I agreed to provide security for you because I thought you were close to finding the spider.
Between him and Sydney Sweeney,
oh my God.
What are you saying?
She
enunciate.
Is just mumble mouth.
Mumble mouth.
Please don't fight.
Enough. No, I was just telling
Enough. Your voices are like drilling in the center of my skull, and I need to think.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. It's just not working for me.
She doesn't have what you're looking for.
No, her tits are there, but...
But you're not looking for
well,
them.
I know that's not yet.
She doesn't have what you're looking for, Andrew.
Sure.
It is in the Marvel Universe, and it also stars Sydney Sweeney. So it's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie.
So we're in the Peruvian jungle.
Yes.
And...
there's lots of dewy spider webs.
Ezekiel Sims.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Shoots her for the spider.
Correct.
Why was he there? Was he
her protection, supposedly.
He was her bodyguard?
I don't know.
Where's her father?
Where's anyone?
Like, where's Dakota?
How did she get there? Who's funding this?
Who impregnated her?
Where's Dakota's father?
Yeah.
Unknown.
So she's shot and dying. He runs off with the spider.
Yeah.
And the spider people show up.
The mythical spider people who run across the treetops and punish evil men with their black poison touch.
Yeah.
And it
looks
garbage.
Yeah.
They're like climbing around and they've got webbing.
Webbing on them?
Rope webbing. And they, in a hilarious, this was very Tarzan, Alexander Skarsgård, like,
oh, yeah.
woo! Flying through, and they put her in the pool of
the
Destiny.
The recogs. What was it in Minority Report?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
It
the
was
milky
very
water.
Blood Wars Underworld, where they send her into the underworld and then she comes back with that ombre.
Yeah.
The baby appears in the water. There is no birth.
So the magical spider that gives you superpowers bites the mom to try and save both of their lives, but unfortunately, alas, not possible.
Right.
Baby shoots right out of that vagine.
I mean, we don't see it. It's just suddenly in the
water.
water.
Baby in the water.
Woo! There you go.
Yep.
And flash forward to 2003.
As a spider comes and looks at you.
Wait, it's 2003.
It's 2003.
I just want to go home and watch Idol.
The year that Cat in the Hat came out.
Yes.
Among many other things.
I feel like it's all coming together.
Isn't it?
Andrew,
Her web connects us all. I'm telling you.
I mean, we watched and reviewed Cat in the Hat 8 months ago.
Yeah.
It was on the back burner.
Yep.
We just edited it and had a series of revelations about 2003. If you have not watched it, you can go ahead and watch it right now. And then now we're watching this.
Yeah.
And we are constantly told that it is 2003. And it's all happening.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. You don't think that maybe in light of recent events I could use a beer?
She's an ambulance driver. She's in a bad mood.
Adam Scott shows up.
Adam Scott is here. They are partners.
As Uncle Ben. To be.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry. They have this like slow development of their relationship, right? Oh, she's curmudgeonly because she's, within the foster care, so she feels like abandonment and orphan issues, and he is nice.
She put herself through medical school. Good for her. I wonder how much debt she has.
I don't know.
She had a nice apartment.
Well, the spider guy was real rich, so maybe she'll get his money now? I don't know how that works.
Maybe the spider people were funding her secretly.
Sure.
After giving her up for adoption.
Maybe.
To the foster care system.
Her journey will not be easy, but she is strong. She will come back when she needs answers.
Maybe the spider powers make you like lucky. That's how he was so wealthy. And now that she learns
they said he was cursed.
Well, that's true too.
The Peruvian magical, minority person told her, had an exposition dump. Yep. Well, you see, Ezekiel Sims was down here doing something and...
His motives were selfish. He used your mom to find us, but because he stole the spider, he was cursed.
He made the spider mad and he was cursed, so now he has to walk the earth. There was a whole thing.
I don't think I caught that either
time. I didn't quite catch it, but I definitely heard the word cursed. He was cursed by that spider. And then various other things happened.
Now, what happened to that spider? It was just living in that cage. What was he feeding it?
They were friends. Where is my spider? What has happened to my spider? Where has happened?
Who's taken my spider?
Where's my spider? They took my spider.
Do they only eat dead things? Because if it's venom, gives the cells like superpower whatever, right?
Oh.
That was the whole point. The peptides and the super strength and the whatever.
Right.
That's why we'll get there, but that's why she was trying to save her baby. Then I would imagine that they couldn't eat something that was alive because then they would just become super strong and then how would it kill it?
Well, I don't think it happens instantaneously. I think it would just eat it and die before it developed the superpowers.
No, because that was how the mom immediately got the superpowers to be able to give birth to the baby.
But she died.
Well, right, but she was too far gone. I don't know.
Somehow I don't think that's the biggest question we need to ask.
Spider people. Las arañas.
Honestly, the scenes that it was in where she's just being sassy bitch, I loved it.
Wait, that bag's already been open. We don't know how long it's been in there. Okay, I hope you're good at catching squirrels.
This is working for me. It's entertaining me.
It's Dakota Johnson as Dakota Johnson, and there is a dry, bitchy truthfulness to it.
That does sound like me.
There's something in the delivery.
Yeah.
That is me.
So anyway, yes, the villain is seeing visions where 3 sexy spider super women murder him when he has white hair in the future.
Yeah.
And he needs to make that stop.
Right, as if he didn't learn anything from Greek mythology.
That's his entire motivation. Yeah, because if he had just left things alone, it seemed like he would have had more time.
Yeah.
Because it was much later.
Yeah, that's true. If he didn't use the NSA, like he would have had more time.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, it was a lot.
They spent a lot of time with him, and I was completely uncompelled.
Yes.
And his motivation
Also, it was so bizarre to me
so...
where he like shows up to the opera and he's like, "You want your program from the floor? I can't get it."
Yeah. Well,
okay.
there's like no
and
dialogue.
And then the next thing, no dialogue. The next thing that we see is them going back to his apartment.
Wow. Great apartment.
And it's like, what the fuck could he have said to her that she's like, yeah, I'm going to go back home with you to your apartment after the opera? I'm so horny after the opera.
I would have liked to have seen some of the opera, but there was no budget for it.
Well, no budget.
But I miss that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
I was just watching this old...
Right, the opera, she's crying a little maybe.
Something, and
she's emotional. He gives her a tissue.
They connect on some level. We have some sense of where we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching this old... It was crazy. It's this old Dean Martin movie called The Silencers.
Oh.
And it's like, there's 4 of these movies where he plays a James Bond-esque spoof.
Oh.
And it is like fully Austin Powers. And I am so shocked that it is just like not talked about at all.
I'm so excited.
It's wild stuff. It's Austin Powers if it didn't have any of the like her pushing back to his chauvinism stuff, right? It's just like fully like scathing to James Bond, but also at the same time completely chauvinistic. Like it's this weird where you're like, it's a parody, but how much credit can we give them? And But the costumes, the sets, like the insane amount of time they spent covering every inch of with weird carpeting and like they put money into things I like.
You're still on Uncle Sam's payroll, and I've got an assignment for you.
Kennedy, Kennedy. That's right, yeah. Last I heard, he was up one of them space capsules. Way up.
Good morning.
Thank you.
The little details that really make a difference. They add up.
It was good. You should watch it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Great.
I just thought I should talk about it. And Victor Bruno, is that his name? The guy from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, it's something that sounds like that.
Yeah.
Victor Bruno. He's like the arch villain. And at first you're like, oh no, he's in yellowface. And then they close up on him and you're like, maybe he's just in drag? Like, because it's just eyeshadow.
Oh.
And you're like, no, he's definitely in some form of yellowface. But it is a spoof. So maybe they're, But anyway, Madam Web.
Okay, great, yeah.
So sorry.
All
now,
right,
is that
so
Madam Web with 1 B or 2?
That is never answered.
And was her mom really into spiders and knew about the healing properties of spiders because her last name was Web?
Right, also unanswered.
Is that her married name?
Because
where is Dakota Johnson's father?
You want to do this? You want to do the parent thing?
Nope, not really. Nepo truce?
Nepo truce.
Not Don Johnson, but, you know, Mr. Webb.
Mr. Webb. Unknown. All of those answers unknown. The rest is still unwritten. But she knows the future. Now, why wasn't that, ironically, wasn't that the ending song for this movie?
Right?
The rest is still unwritten. Because she said, like, the last line is, like, the great thing about the future is...
And you know the best thing about the future? It hasn't happened yet.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind.
Sydney Sweeney had already earmarked that.
Yeah. Oh, how weird would that have been?
Really weird.
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Oh, Pepsi.
Pepsi Cola.
Yeah.
Pepsi ad.
Yeah. Oh, right. So, okay.
The product placement
was insane.
is out of control.
Yeah. But it's also, again, weird product placement where I'm like, this is not selling your product.
Well, she never, they're constantly, she is constantly, I'm sorry, I need to keep saying this, constantly holding Pepsi cans and Pepsi bottles and never opening them.
Correct.
Because she does not drink soda.
No.
What are we talking about? And it's just hilarious how much work she's doing to keep that logo, but also trying to be natural with her body because, you know, she's acting.
But also the girls have the bottles at the end and they don't open them.
No. They'd have to do another take then.
Exactly.
Pepsi Cola.
Oh my God.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo. You forget the press I delivered to Pepsi was my power. I can use it any way I want. It's a sword. Cuts both ways.
I do wish it had leaned in maybe a little more to the 2003 or why, or I don't know, maybe it would have been fun.
Leaned in more.
Well, like, had more fun with it.
Well, they were so serious about, like, reminding us that it was 2003, but I was like, to what end?
To what end?
Because why would Xi Jinping want to flood my basement and rust my Bowflex? To what end? To what end?
Because it had to be the 70s when she was in Peru for reasons unknown. Like, wouldn't it have been fun if it was like, oh, the main story is in 2003, but we like fast forward 20 years to 2023. Here we are.
Sure.
Right? And we have some fun with that, maybe?
Right.
Something?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, because I don't remember when the Tom Holland ones take place.
I've never seen them.
He can't, he's not only 20. So he had to have been born before 2003. He's older than that.
Oh, sure. Yes.
So, like, in that movie, it's not like he was born in 2003, and that's why that was set in 2003.
Right. No, I think they set it in 2003 because that's when Cat in the Hat came out.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh, yeah! But so, does that mean that Emma Roberts is supposed to be a young Marissa Tomei? Or are they just not related at all? Like, it's a different Spider-Verse.
But that's Aunt May.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
Ben.
That's Adam Scott's future wife. And because I guess Emma Roberts, maybe she died in childbirth.
Oh.
And it's all circle.
My mother actually died in childbirth. Death in childbirth is super rare. I mean...
That's the Dakota Johnson. Like, that's camp.
Yeah.
Gold. What? You bitch. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But so she is saving someone from a car and she falls into the Hudson River?
Right.
Unknown. River. A body of water.
Yeah.
And has a near-death experience or she dies, I guess, for 3 minutes.
For 3 minutes.
And the Spidey world takes over and
Right.
she is awakened to her senses.
Does that mean she can't die?
No.
Sweetie, we talked about that sound.
I know. Like, at some point, all the girls, like, because they have too many characters. So there's the 3 teenagers, and they constantly have to dump their backstory in a row in the same scene.
Yes.
My parents are in Beijing, where my dad is raking in a ton of money for making plastics that pollute the ocean, and my mom is spending it all on hideous art. So I talk to them on Mondays.
I live with my dad and his wife and their kid.
What about your mom?
She's not really around.
This is my backstory set, and they do
I'm
it
an orphan because...
twice.
Yeah.
My mom's in a psych ward. She didn't really cope well after my dad left, and so I got sent to live with him and his new family, and I don't think that they want me there.
My parents aren't around either. I think they resent how having a kid messed up their lives. I don't think they're gonna fly back from China to deal with this.
My dad got deported 6 months ago. I came home from school and he was gone.
What about your mom?
My mom died when I was 5.
And then they do it again. I mean, I was like, I got it. Thank you.
Well, I got it.
This movie was like there was a lot of like, keep it pushing.
But also there was a lot of really slow pacing in the editing that made no sense. Like in that scene with her and him
pauses.
in the fire department office or whatever.
When they were having Chinese food with their Mountain Dew, owned by Pepsi Cola.
Yep.
A can that also remains unopened.
So was that, it was the fortune cookie, it said you will.
Or you are or something?
No, you will, because her future, the rest was still unwritten.
The rest was still unwritten? Okay, great.
Anyway, yes, her spidey senses are awoken, and then she starts seeing the future, and we have to do this.
Can she not die? Like, did the spidey, because she died.
No, it was just the healing power of CPR. He's a great EMT. And super strength to some extent, I'm sure, right? Because he's like, how did that venom not kill you? It's because some super strength. So I'm sure it's harder to kill her, turns out. Who knew that CPR was gonna play? Like, there's so many scenes in this movie about CPR.
Yeah.
It was like the one thing that she could do. You know, they're like, well, we can't teach her how to do like much EMT stuff, but we can have her do CPR.
Sure, of course, yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, so I said in the viewing party, I was like, I am excited to hear the story of someone who saved someone's life because they learned CPR from Dakota Johnson and Madam Web. Please tell me, Baywatch.
Right, big reveal. Without giving out too many details, there was a situation where I was with someone who had taken too much of something and I had to give them CPR, and the only reason I knew how to do that was because I was in junior lifeguards, but also because of Baywatch.
No pulse.
Begin compressions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe.
That's amazing.
And the paramedic said that I saved her life.
Wow. That's crazy.
Crazy story. So yes, I do think that this movie might save someone's life in the long run. So good for you, Madam.
I love that.
Madame Web.
You
did your job, Madame Web. Like, is she their madam?
Are you all immediate family?
Yes. They're all mine.
That's never really addressed in any way.
Madame. It is, I mean, obviously French.
Right. Not Peruvian? Because there's a lot of, way too much for my taste. Oh, I saw the future.
Right.
Oh, now we're back in the past. Oh, now I'm going to re-experience the future again.
Yeah. Oh, those same things are going to happen again. Oh, now I'm finally putting it together that I have the ability to see the future.
We could do it twice, maybe 3 times, but they did it like 6 times in a row. And I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
Well, I got it.
And Sydney Sweeney.
God, awful.
It's really not very good.
She's not very good.
It was like a spider person.
She's pretty wooden, you know?
Yep.
It's not good.
And her and Dakota Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Where are you going?
I need to check some things out about all of this.
You can't just leave us here. Sure, just 3 teenagers alone in the woods. Definitely not the opening of a horror film.
She saves them because...
Oh wait, they're all on the train,
she sees the future,
together.
and then she has to pivot. She steals this taxi cab.
Oh my God.
That you think won't become a major plot point. It does. I was losing my fucking mind. She steals the taxi. She's on the run.
Yeah.
They never talk about it.
No.
Like, it's never a real threat.
Right, that it's like Grand Theft Auto.
Well, and that she's like on the run for kidnapping.
Yes,
like, there's never like a, hey, like Adam
There's
Scott
a warrant out for your arrest. Maybe you can't fly to Peru because there's a warrant out for your arrest.
So they're in the woods. She drops them off in the woods and is like, fuck you guys, you're annoying. Stay in the woods for 6 hours.
Yep.
I have to go look at my mom's diary.
Don't do dumb things.
Then she goes back. They're starving. They're teenagers.
Yep.
They go to a diner. It's stupid.
That happens to be right there.
Blah, 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 blah. She crashes the taxi, causing more damage, property damage to the taxi and to the diner.
I do like that she just has a theme of running him over.
Running him over with cars, of course. They go to a hotel. She's still driving the taxi cab that's stolen, and apparently,
Well, also this scene, when she drives the taxi cab from the forest back into the city, where there would be cameras and he could have tracked her, but whatever. And then she finds a crowbar just randomly in the street.
She wakes up and decides, I have to go to Peru for a week.
Yeah. And I'm going to drive this taxi cab to the airport where I will park it.
Put it in long-term parking?
And then pick it up again?
She's asking to get arrested.
Right?
Hey, Adam Scott, haven't talked to you, missed our boss's funeral.
Yep.
Can you
babysit these 3 girls?
Drive into who knows where.
Yep.
And take care of 3 underage teenagers for a week. Cool, bye. I gotta go to Peru. There's a guy after us. Okay. So that happened.
Yep.
And then she goes to Peru, meets the spider people.
Spider people. Las arañas.
Finds a tree that matches the picture.
Oh, the waterfall, the picture. Oh my God, yeah. That's it.
That's it. All the trees and all the Peruvian jungles. She found that one.
Yep, the magical Spider-Man, Spider person.
Right, because
he's not the Spider-Man.
He's not the Spider-Man. They don't have the rights to that. Or
right.
they do, but they don't.
Yeah, anyway.
But the spider person.
Yep, he pushes her into, or her spirit, it was confusing, whatever, doesn't matter.
Sure.
Into the milky white water of the recons. And
because she was alive even before she was born.
Her thread
goes
before her birth.
And she finds out that the reason her mom was selfishly in the jungle.
You called this, by the way. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Up until her, last trimester, whatever, is because Dakota Johnson in vitro had a muscular neurological...
I'm sorry to tell you that your baby has myasthenia gravis. It's a genetic neuromuscular disorder.
But I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.
But immediately, the mom is like, oh, well, what about the spider? We have heard about properties of the peptides of blah, 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 blah,
there's
blah, 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 blah.
Some really great research in peptides happening in the Amazon. It's like, why would she know?
Single target nucleotide intervention. It's experimental, but there are some promising leads in the Amazon.
Why would she know?
Because she's into spiders? Because her last name is
Webb?
I don't know. But then they have a meeting of the minds in the past and future, in the days of future past.
But I don't have a muscle disorder.
But I don't have a neurological muscular disorder.
But I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.
Life expectancy.
You did it.
Honestly, I lost it in the theater. I was like, this is nonsense.
You did it. You did it. I never knew I was sick. The spider venom did have healing properties.
Camp. Get out of here. Stop.
So she walks back to the bus stop and takes the bus and takes the little biplane and gets onto a larger plane and flies back to New York City?
Yep.
New York City.
Manhattan?
Manhattan.
He went to Manhattan.
Drives the stolen cab back to...
She picks the stolen cab up from the airport where she parked it.
This is where I lost my mind because that makes exactly no sense. She could have just been getting out of a cab.
Yeah.
She could have just been getting off the subway.
Yeah.
Like, there was no reason. I do think that they had her wear the same outfit all the time so they could just edit whatever they wanted.
Sure. Always the black tank and a red
with the same
jacket,
jeans.
the hideous red jacket.
Because all the girls were in the same clothes for a while.
Yeah.
And I know it was like mostly the same day, but it wasn't.
Sure.
I think that was a way to like be like,
yeah,
well,
we can make it fudge it. Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
She owns exactly one pair of jeans.
Right, we can change it in post. The one pair of jeans that she wore to Peru.
With a belt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's
and
keeping
a
it
flannel. You don't need a flannel on your waist in Peru.
But Andrew, it was 2003.
So? But that was the way you would wear it.
Yeah. because it was 2003.
Yeah.
So then she steals an ambulance.
Oh my God.
Because Emma Roberts has gone into labor.
Yes.
And they've resurfaced.
Yes.
And now the Spidey Man is after them.
Yeah, he's found them via the NSA.
Oh, right. And I think I'm saying her name right. Joshua Mamet.
Oh, yeah.
Is his tech. It's his, because you've never seen Blade Trinity. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Hi, Camp. She's his Natasha Lyonne. She's his.
Oh. Yes. Yeah.
I've got to get this work done.
I'm sitting at computer.
Programmer,
I know
lady,
how to
I can do everything.
Everything.
I will shut down the streets.
Hack into traffic control.
Turn the lights green.
Turning all traffic lights to green.
Italian Job
2003. I wonder if a Final Destination came out in 2003.
I bet you it did because that log truck seemed too specific. She's like stuck behind a truck carrying a whole bunch of logs. And they walked to this diner and it took them 10 minutes. I was very confused.
I would say 4.
Yeah, right? It seemed very close. In one version of the future or whatever, she just walked there. And then it takes her longer, it takes the whole Britney Spears song for her to drive there. And then she goes to pass the truck just so that she can turn right immediately. And I'm like, you could have just turned right.
She's a bad driver because she then steals an ambulance and drives it through David Beckham's crotch.
Yeah. Because she can see the future of how he was going to attack
and
them.
that she wouldn't die and the ambulance would
You know
be
what's
drivable.
weird is for some reason this
wild.
scene reminded me of the Robert Downey Jr. movie that you made me watch for summer camp.
Heart and Souls?
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know why. The cars and the chasing and
Sure.
something about it. And the baby, because there's a pregnant woman in a car.
Oh, honey, it's a Rambler.
It's a Rambler.
Can you drive any faster?
Honey, it's a Rambler.
That's
the bus
why.
and
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Anyway.
She drives an ambulance through David Beckham's crotch.
Yep.
Because it's 2003.
Yep. Hits him again.
Hits him again with the car. Get in! The chase.
Yep.
I've got an idea. We'll use these flares. We'll go back to the warehouse with a Pepsi Cola sign.
Exactly.
They get to the place and she's going to explode the building that they're currently in.
Right.
Great idea.
Yeah.
And is full of fireworks also?
Yeah, it is full of fireworks.
It's a firework factory.
It was a firework factory.
Sponsored by Pepsi Cola.
Correct.
And then
that doesn't really make any sense.
Nope. And they get to the roof and fight.
Where the helicopter is coming to get them. Although
and they just die.
Yeah.
The helicopter pilots, they're gone.
Gone.
Wow.
He does kill a lot of police.
I did appreciate that it didn't become, now we're in a different dimension.
Sure.
And we're
a little of that, of her
unkillable.
tethering to them. I mean, my favorite was, you're gonna be fine.
You're okay.
Maddie, you're gonna be okay. Anya, give me your hand.
But
she really had to cross time dimensions in order to tell her, you'll be fine.
Because she couldn't save them all.
Well, but then the magical, he told us that she could be in all places
Well, no, I
at
know,
once.
but one of them was just kind of hanging out. Like, she would have been fine.
That's what she told her.
Like,
you're going to be fine.
Right, so
I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Not even like a duck or like a turn, careful over there, there's a flying object. None of that.
Yeah, had this been more competently put together, it could have been more interesting. Because I have no idea the time and the place of where anyone's standing, how far away anyone is, how big things are, how small things are.
It became just this weird amoeba of multiple layers of burning CGI.
Because I will say, Dune and Dune 2, I think one of its greatest accomplishments is scale. It really lets you know how fucking huge these ships are and how teeny tiny, and it really does a good job of like letting you figure out the geography of the scene.
Sure.
And this is like,
no. And it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. But I did appreciate that it wasn't, we're all unkillable, punching each other.
Flying around in the sky.
It
was Agatha all along.
It was Agatha the whole time, and there's octopus monsters.
Runes in the sky.
Who fucking knows? You know, like, it didn't turn into that.
Right.
It was still bad.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad in that way.
Yeah, I agree. The S in Pepsi. And then the P, I guess, in Pepsi also lands and kills him.
Pepsi Cola saves the day.
Yeah. Now, it was confusing. He seems to have survived so many things that this didn't seem like it would be enough to kill him.
No.
You know, I kind of wanted it to be like one of the metal things like stakes through his abdomen, you know?
Well, this movie was PG-13, yes?
Sure, but they've seemed like they've shown stuff like that before. You know, anyway, whatever. He supposedly is dead. She falls into the sea, the harbor, the Hudson River. Unclear.
They take her out of the water. They give her CPR. They revive her.
Yes.
But she has been blinded.
And her eyes are now mystically galaxy white. There was like a weird...
Well, I guess they...
You know. The galaxy is on Orion's... What is word? My sister would always laugh. What is word?
What is word?
The galaxy is on Orion's. What is word?
And then she is transformed into Professor X. I mean, that's all there is to say about it.
Yep.
She's in a wheelchair and has these like 80s Cyclops glasses on and is suddenly this all-knowing being.
This sassy. But
And
also,
just,
it
like-
was also stupid, right? Where they're like, oh, we picked up food. Kung Pao chicken sounds great. How'd you know?
We got takeout, but we didn't
Kung
know.
Pao chicken is perfect. How'd you know?
Bless you, Anya.
What?
Bless you. What?
It's you!
Like, dumb.
Very dumb.
We're like, we already knew she could see the future. This was already a thing that had been established.
How annoying to know
Preempt everyone?
everything. Well, annoying on her for her and annoying of her.
Yeah.
Both of the things.
Right. It would be miserable to be around her where she's like, oh, don't do that. There's a cricket
Like, we
under that
thought she
carpet.
And when you take on the responsibility, a great hour will come.
I mean, the size of the thing. I cannot.
It was like...
It looked like a potato bug.
Yeah.
You thought she was insufferable before the accident.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, but her best friend's nephew is now Peter Parker.
I mean, it seems like that is...
So does that mean that Madame Web...
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess she...
Connects them all? I've been saying it the whole time.
Because he's just happenstmally, or so it seems, goes on the field trip, accidentally gets bit by the spider.
Right.
The spider is hers now. Because remember when they were like, oh, now we're in Power Rangers outfits and she's got like that pink visor on, like at the very end.
Yeah, where she's like, I can see you're all going to be fabulous.
The Pink Ranger outfit.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson is in like a new, like a pink, Amy Jo Johnson, like
Okay.
Pink Ranger outfit. And the spider's on her hand all
Oh,
like,
yes. Woo, playful
So
with
is that the
friends.
same spider as Ezekiel's spider? If so, how? And then is that the same spider that then bites Peter Parker? And how did it end up in the lab? We don't have the answers.
We'll have to watch the sequel.
But the rest is still unwritten, Andrew. And Dakota Johnson's defo not coming back for the sequel.
Absolutely not. Although you never know, they might pay her a bunch of money to do it. I don't know how well this did. I don't think it did well. No.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
She seems like the type that there will come out that she'll have had her I won't get out of bed for less than $10,000 type, moment. And I'll be excited to hear what it is.
What that number is.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about when she locked them in the blue bottle of the back of the cab.
Shh.
Anyone who wants to leave can leave right now.
Okay.
Wait, Sorry, no, you can't actually leave.
Dakota Johnson as Dakota Johnson.
Yeah. Turns out I kind of like that.
So anyway, it ended on a high.
Yeah.
It could easily be 45 minutes shorter.
Sure. 45 minutes. Just an hour and 15.
Yep. Just trim it down. Trim it down. And more spider people. More spider people, less teenagers.
Sure.
3 of them. Why do we need 3 of them?
Yeah, it was a lot to manage.
Just make it 1.
Sure.
It would have been so much easier.
Yeah.
1 foster kid she could have fostered.
And they had like that, big sister, little sister relationship.
The fact that she called her friend and said, hey, can you take care of 3 teenagers that I may or may not have kidnapped?
Right, and they can't be seen in public.
For a week.
Yeah.
No, what's happening? So, cheers to Madame Web and Sony for just stumbling into these messes constantly.
Right? I love it.
Yeah.
But I think when you think about like Venom, we had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, at least they're fun.
They're very stupid and campy.
Yeah. And I'd rather watch that than whatever the fuck next Marvel movie is.
Sure.
Cheers.
I will only watch movies associated with Marvel.
There you go.
I got to get out of here. I'm trapped. I feel like I'm caught in a web.